Hey, welcome. Today we're diving into something huge that's happening in the notary world. It's this major shift from thinking of yourself as just a gig worker to really stepping up and becoming a true business owner. Trust me, this change in mindset could completely redefine your income, so let's jump right in. So let me ask you something and be honest. Is your calendar just jam-packed with appointments back to back, but then you look at your bank account at the end of the month and wonder, where's the money? You feel busy, but are you actually profitable? If you're nodding your head right now, you are definitely not alone, and we're about to get into exactly why that happens. Okay, picture this. It's a classic scenario. An offer for a $75 signing pops up. On the surface, it seems like easy money, a quick win. But let's actually do the math for a second. You drive, 40 minutes to get there, you spend 30 minutes at the signing table, then another 30 scanning and dropping off the docs. You're looking at nearly 2 hours of your time right there, and that's not even counting the prep. Once you subtract the cost of gas, paper, toner, and just the wear and tear on your car, that $75 job, yeah, it might have actually cost you money. It's the perfect trap of being busy, but not profitable. So what gives? Why does this keep happening? You know, it's really easy to point fingers at signing services or title companies, but the real issue isn't that they're villains, it's just math. The whole market is kind of tilted because of different competing business models. And to really get it, you gotta follow the money. Let's trace how the money flows before an offer even lands in your inbox. So a lender might pay a signing service, say $175 for a signing. But that fee has to cover the signing service's own costs. We're talking software, staff, insurance, plus they have to make a profit. Whatever is left over after all that, that's what they can offer to you, the notary. It's not always about being greedy, it's just how their business model is built. But it totally explains why that first offer can feel insultingly low.
And this, right here, this is where the core problem lies. It's a total disconnect. The signing services business model is all about one thing: protecting their profit margins. Meanwhile, a lot of notaries operate in a default mode of protecting their availability, basically just trying to stay busy and keep the calendar full. When one side is laser focused on the numbers and the other is just trying to not have an empty schedule, that imbalance is pretty much inevitable.
It was this exact frustration, this feeling of running on a hamster wheel, that led to a huge turning point. One notary got so tired of the guesswork that she decided to build a solution. It started out as something just for her, but it quickly became something for everyone. And that origin story is so powerful because it came from a real everyday struggle. The creator, Valida Falk, said it herself. It wasn't some grand, complicated idea at first. It was just a practical tool, a simple spreadsheet she built to quickly figure out if a signing offer was actually worth it after you factor in all those hidden costs like drive time, printing, and gas. No more guessing. And then came the aha moment. As other notaries started seeing her spreadsheet and asking if they could use it too, she had a huge realization. This wasn't just her problem, it was a problem for the whole community. And that's when a simple personal tool started to transform into a full-blown movement. So that simple spreadsheet, it evolved into something so much bigger. And the result isn't just another app or piece of software. It's actually a strategic and, get this, a limited time movement. Think of it as a catalyst designed to spark a real, fundamental change in how the industry works. So what does it actually do? Well, at its core, this tool is designed to give you power at the most critical moment of all, right before you click accept. It helps you make a fast, confident, data-driven decision right there in the moment, so you know instantly if an offer is actually profitable for your business. But look, we all know the challenge with going it alone, right? When you're the only one pushing back, the only one demanding a fair rate, you just risk getting labeled as too expensive. It feels lonely, and honestly, it's often not very effective. But what if it's not just one person? What happens when 100 notaries start using the same logic, the same data, to demand fair pay? Well, suddenly, you're not an outlier anymore. You're the new market rate. The market has no choice but to listen and adapt. That is the whole powerful idea behind this movement. And this part is crucial. The creator has been really clear that this tool isn't supposed to be around forever. Its goal is temporary. It's here to help notaries build the habit of calculating their real costs before they accept any job. Once that way of thinking becomes the new industry standard, the tool will have done its job. Which brings us to what is maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle. The tool? It's just the catalyst. The real, permanent solution is a massive shift in your mindset.
It's about realizing that the real power doesn't come from an app. It comes from your own perspective as a business owner.
You have to start thinking about your role differently. You're not just a notary performing some state-regulated task. No, you are a mobile professional who provides an incredibly valuable convenience service. You are solving a major problem for people who can't or simply don't want to handle it themselves. And that convenience, it has real value, and you absolutely deserve to be paid well for it.
Okay, so how do you actually put this into practice today? It really boils down to 4 key things. First, calculate your true costs for every single job before you say yes. Second, use that data to counter lowball offers with confidence. Third, be consistent with your rates. That's how you build a reputation. And finally, the foundation for all of it, you have to know your numbers, inside and out.
This whole thing really comes down to one incredibly powerful idea that just says it all. The message is so clear. You don't have to wait around for clients or signing services to decide what you're worth. The power to build a fairer, more profitable business lies with you, the notaries. By acting together and by acting smart, you can stop waiting for the market to change. You can be the market.